All right. Another quick fact or fast fact or fun fact about me is I used to be a cheater. Um, and it wasn't until I was cheated on that I was like, oh, I don't like the way that feels. And I kind of vowed, made like a secret promise to myself never to do it again. And I think I've kind of held true to that promise to myself. Like, I just don't want to make anybody feel that way. So, ladies, I'm going to give you 9 ways to detect whether or not you're with a cheater. And please take these with a grain of salt. You may have to use a little bit of, your own intuition to try to figure out whether or not the points I'm going to make in this video pertain to you. All right, but number one, ask for the passcode to his phone. He should say yes. Now, the quickest way to detect a cheater in general is asking them for the passcode to their phone. If they say no, or they hit you with, "Oh, you're invading my privacy," or "Oh, that's my own device," bull crap. A man that is faithful 9 times out of 10 will give you the passcode to his phone or anything you ask for a passcode to. And this only heightens when you're married to him or you've been with him for a sustained period. But almost every single time when a partner is cheating, they will not give you the passcode to their phone. So I know it's a little intrusive, but again, you clicked on this video for a reason, and I'm just giving you the facts. If my wife were to ask for the passcode to my phone, I would, how do you say it, begrudgingly give it to her. I would say, I don't know why you're asking for this, but here you go. I would probably just go ahead and give it to her. If I did not, then obviously it would be pretty conclusive that I had something to hide. So it's really simple. Ask for the passcode. He's either going to say yes or no. If he says no, and he gives you a very, 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 very good reason, I'm not sure if there are many. Maybe he'll hit you with, it's like, you don't trust me, or you're that's all bullcrap, ladies. He should give it to you. All right, number two, ask to go through his phone. He should say yes. This is very, very terrifying for anybody. I'm gonna tell you why it's terrifying. It's not necessarily because they're cheating, but it's because on a daily basis, let me tell you what your man is doing. All right, he's looking at other women all day long. And it's not to sleep with them, right? Because men are just sexual people. We're sexual beings. We're visual people. And I'm telling you, we're always looking at women. so so like, that might be the reason why he might be a little nervous. So if you go through the phone, expect to see that kind of stuff. You shouldn't be alarmed if you see other women in his phone in terms of just looking and browsing. That shouldn't alarm you, because I'm telling you, if your guy comes to you and he's looking for sex with you, and you kind of hit him with the "I'm tired tonight," oh, you better believe he's going to look at something. He's going to go find that sexual gratification some way. I'm not even talking about anything sexual in terms of like physical. I mean, just visually speaking, like, he might go downstairs and just scroll through a whole bunch of IG girls, photos, just because he's trying to release something. He's trying to get that scratch. Like, he just needs to see a woman nude. It's really sad how men are programmed, really. That's why we came first, y'all came second. Y'all got all the new improvements. God had figured out all the things that was wrong with us, and he tuned y'all up a certain way and made y'all so much more complex and so much smarter. But we are the dumb last gen version of the human being. So listen, you should be able to go through his phone, but you have to probably say this first, which is, I know you look at other women. I'm not concerned about that. I just want to see if I can trust you, or if you are trustworthy. That might be a good way to preference everything, letting him know, like, hey, I know you look at women because Rick the Don told me. But at the same time, here's what you should not see. You should not see him having sexual conversations with women. You might see him having conversations in general. You might even see him having semi-flirty conversations with women. I mean, just like maybe too much conversation that might offend you. But if you don't see anything around the realm of, hey, when can we meet up? Hey, can you send me your nude? Like, you don't see anything like that, give him a little grace, because look, men are very, very like sexual people, and I'm telling you. And here's when you should be upset. If every time he asks you for it and you give it to him, and you are constantly in awareness as it relates to his sexual needs, you're like taking care of him and he didn't even ask. Like, that's the biggest flex a woman can have, is to take care of her man without him asking. And the woman who does that is always going to be around a guy. Like, any woman that's taking care of a guy's sexual needs without him saying, hey, can we tonight, any woman doing that is top tier. And I know it's unfair, because it's like, hey, I have a life too, I get all of that, but I'm just telling you how we think and how we see things. But no, you should not see him having overly or overtly sexual conversations with women. You might see some flirting because guys just like to have feminine energy, especially if you're one of those women who just like you want to have sex once a week. You're gonna your man's phone is just flooded with women all over the place, and it could be a problem. But yeah, he should do it. If not, then you should know what that means, especially if you've given him that disclaimer, which is, I know you look at women. You might even talk to him occasionally. I get all of that. So I'm not going to be upset if I see that. If you give him that speech and he still doesn't want you to go in, that's because he cheated. All right, ask him and watch for pauses in his speech. Ask him if he's cheating and watch for pauses as he starts to articulate his points. If he's like, why would you think, like, seriously, like you really be bugging? Like if he's starting to like trying to find ways to prolong or give himself time to think, because he has to do two things at once. And again, men are not that smart, right? It's very difficult for us to think of a really, really, really good plan that'll fool you and still speak to you at the same time and keep you engaged verbally. That's too much for us to try to compute. So the average guy, if he is actually guilty of doing something, he's going to make a lot. He's going to pause a lot and try to throw you off with these different words. Like, you really? So, I mean, I guess the last time you didn't really forget. He gonna hit you with all that kind of stuff. If a man is not cheating, he's gonna be like, no, I'm not cheating on you. Like, what else you want to know? It's going to be very direct and straightforward. He's probably going to look you right in your eyes. And that is how you're going to know if he's cheating or not. Watch for the pauses, lady. Watch for him. All right, next, ask him and watch for eye contact. A man that is cheating on you is going to do everything in his power to divert your attention from him, because right now you've put a amazing and blazing spotlight on that man, and he wants nothing to do with it. It's like putting a spotlight on a roach or cat. It's like, oh no, I got to get out of this. So if you ask him straightforwardly, hey, have you ever cheated on me before? And he's like, here we go again. Just watch for that eye contact and watch for those pauses. Here we go again. I thought we was over this already. Like, I told you a long time ago, like, what else do I got to do? What do I got? He start doing that. That's how you know. But no, it should be very simple. Like, no, I'm not cheating on you. Like, why do you keep asking me that? You know what I'm saying? That's when you know, like, okay, I can trust this guy. He's not trying to throw me off. He's not giving me a lack of eye contact. That's kind of how you know. All right, next, ask him to post you on the social media. Now, I know this is a little difficult because a lot of guys might have an entertainment thing going on. Perhaps they don't, or maybe posting you could in some ways hinder their image and what they're trying to do from their social media page or from a social media perspective. I get all that. But let me tell you something, ladies. A man that is proud of you, maybe it doesn't mean he's cheating or not, but a man who's proud of you would have no problem posting you on his social media. It's that simple. It's really that simple. A man who posts you on his social media is proud of you. He sees you as a crown jewel, a person that's going to enhance his look. And a great example of that is one of the richest black men on planet Earth, Sean Carter, Jay-Z. He's always posting his wife. He's always in her videos. She's in his videos. He'll do a song with her. He'll do an album with her, because men who are proud of their women and they see their woman as an asset, they have no problem doing that. So if he has an issue with that, two things could be true. It could be that he's cheating on you and that you would actually put a little wrinkle in his ability to, talk to other women openly. Or two, he's not necessarily proud of you for whatever reason. Could be that you put on 40 pounds and you look like a linebacker now. Or it could be that you don't really prioritize your appearance, right? And we're aesthetic people, right? And we want to also look good. So I would say your man should have zero problems with posting you on his social media. All right. Smell his underwear when he comes in late. If your man ever comes in late and his patterns don't really match up to what he's saying, because you know what they say. Never listen to what a man or a person says, because their actions speak louder anyway. What's the point? So you don't have to ask him, hey, where you been? You just see him coming in late. If your person is coming in late and they told you they're going to do this, but their actions say that, then that is your easy and dead giveaway that something is going wrong. And the average man is not smart enough to do 2 and 2 or do do the full math equation to make sure they're safe, right? So he comes in late. First thing he does is hop in the shower, which is also pretty suspect unless he hit the gym or something like that. One thing that you can always do, ladies, is smell his underwear. You probably wash clothes anyway. If you smell his underwear, you can kind of get a sense of what he did. If it smells sweaty, like, onions or whatever, okay, he must have hit the gym for real. But you can do the math on what you should not smell. Okay. Next, what are his friends like? Take a look at maybe his top 3 friends and ask yourself, what are these individuals like? They say that with regards to anybody, not just your boyfriend or your husband, but with regards to anybody, you can tell a lot about a person. You can tell a lot about a person based on their top 3 friends. Whoever their friends are, that is pretty much what they attract and who they are as people when they're not around you. So if his friends are these playboys, and you can see, this is the thing, this is the cool thing. You can go to their social media and watch their activity because they're not trying to hide it from you necessarily. In some cases, you might even have the friends flirting with you. Well, guess what? That's exactly the kind of guy you have. He may have been reformed, but nobody reforms that much. Look at his top 3 friends and go from there. Now, there could be a situation where he has friends that's kind of out there that's doing all these different things, but he doesn't hang with them. I'm not talking about those kind of friends. I'm talking about active friends, friends that he like, hey, I'm about to go out with Joe, or hey, I'm about to hang out with Jimmy. I mean, if he's actively hanging out with these people, those are the people you want to look at. All right. Generally speaking, your boyfriend, especially your husband, should be hanging out with other husbands, generally speaking, or other guys that are in relationships. That's a good sign that your man is doing the right things. If your friend is hanging out with Day Day and JJ, you know what I'm saying, then you probably know what time it is. Your guy is very, very he's showing himself to be available. All right, be careful with that. Okay, next. Does he answer your calls the first time? This is a really, really big way to find a cheater, right? When you call your man, if you call your husband, I don't care at what time you call him. When you call, does he answer the phone the first time you call? I'm not saying on the first ring. I'm saying when you call him randomly, and does he answer the phone? Okay, or does he always have to call you back? Like you call and he'll maybe send you a text saying busy, call you back, or he won't answer at all, and then he'll finally call you back 10 to 20 or 30 minutes later, say, hey, what's up, babe? I was doing this, I was doing that. Be careful of that guy. All right. And also the same applies to text messaging. When you text him, does it take him a very, 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 very long time to reply? Now, this is where you got to be very smart about it, because sometimes guys will text you later because they're actually busy. Right. So you have to use your own intuition when it comes to that. But I'm gonna just tell you right now, if you know what time your guy get off, let's say he gets off at 3 o'clock, he's pretty much off at 3 o'clock, and you call him at 3:20 and he doesn't answer every single time you do it, you got to start to wonder what's going on after he gets off work, or why he's not answering your call the first time. In fact, here's how you play it. You got to know your guy's schedule. That is a prerequisite to actually making this work. And you call him after he's done with his work, when he's done with his work. And if he doesn't answer your call and he calls you back later, don't answer his call. So what you do is you realize the fact that he's calling you back because apparently he's free. And you offset it by maybe calling him back about 40 minutes later if it applies. Okay, you call him, he doesn't answer, he calls you back, let's say 15 minutes later. You don't answer the phone. You kind of look at the clock and say, I'm gonna call him in about 40 minutes. You call him back, and then he should answer by that point. And naturally, he should kind of tell you what he was doing around 3:20 when you called. That should give you some peace of mind. If he doesn't address it at all, you have to start wondering. And you don't ask him about it. What you do is the next day or even 2 days later, you try it again. And you start to put the pieces together to say, wait a minute, every time I call you at this time and you're off work, you're not answering. And that's about when you might want to ask and inquire about why that's happening. All right, next, and the last one, number 9. Do you feel like you have his undivided attention? You should be able to sense whether or not a man is being faithful to you. A man that is being faithful to you makes you feel like you're the priority, makes you feel like you're number one. You should be able to say, hey, babe, I want to go out. It could be primetime manlyhood, like on a Saturday, on a Friday. There should be no one more important to you on a Friday or Saturday. If you tell your man you want to go out Friday at 8, Saturday at 8, there should be no pushback, because you should be number one. It shouldn't be, oh, I'm just gonna hang out with my homeboys. Oh, dang, I'm going to this and doing all that. No, Friday and Saturday are your prime times. No man on planet Earth that has a woman that he wants to be with can should ever have to compete with anybody during those time frames. I'm gonna give you the time frames that you should be asking your man for his undivided attention to see whether or not you actually have it. That being Friday and Saturday from 5 to 9. That time frame is going to be for whoever he likes. Okay. Friday and Saturday from 5 to 9. Every man is going to be with his girl. Okay. That's it. That's it. Unless there's some weird, situation involved that I can't possibly understand because I'm not in your life and I'm not paying attention to what you're doing. But from 5 to 9 on a Friday and Saturday, every man on planet Earth is with a female. That's it. I didn't say Sunday because you got football. A lot of people watch football, but even then, on a Sunday from like 5 to 9, he should be somewhere visible. For example, he might be in the basement, but he's in the vicinity of the woman he's going to be with or the woman he's with. Right? If your man doesn't give you that time from Friday, Saturday, or Sunday from 5 to 9, you have to wonder where he's at and what he's doing. Okay, you have to wonder that, and it could be not good. So anyway, I gave you 9 points, and maybe one of them might give you some pause, or maybe 2 of them have given you red flags. But if your guy is, on the wrong side of like 5 or 6 of these, your guy's cheating. It's been good. Peace.